You are watching Wrestling with Savage! But of course,
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, brought to you live by the champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
I'm trying to give these two WWE legends.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Wrestling with Savage. We're on episode 78. Welcome, Jay, back to the show. Fresh out of Vegas. Welcome, Gilch. What's going on, Jay? How you doing? I see you're in a good fucking mood. I'm wondering why you're wearing that CM Punk shirt. He's not wrestling, man. He's done. He's retired, no? I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. The first image that you're going to see of the night right here in front of you is a picture of All Out Chicago. And for some reason, they got CM Punk in that picture, too. And Moxley. And they're both wearing the world title. What an interesting scenario. I wonder what that picture is all about. But let's get right into Dynamite. It's coming to you live from the Target Center in Minneapolis. The opening match is going to be the casket match between Darby Allin and Brody King at Quake at the Lake. What do you guys think about this as the opening match? Did you think it was the right call to make this the opening match, Gilch? How about you, Jay? Were you surprised to see this as opening the match? Because it's like a pretty, high caliber match, coffin match. They've had a long feud. Are you okay with it opening the night? Yeah, it was. It was. Like 9 o'clock, right? Yeah. I thought it was definitely going to kick off in the second hour. I was kind of hoping to see Jade Cargill kick off the night. Just so she can get a little more shine. Let her open the fucking shit. Get her match out of the way. Because they actually ended up having a decent match, which we'll get into in a little bit. But first, let's talk about Darby Allin versus Brody Lee. The match starts off hard and fast. And Brody King is busted open instantly. I think Darby hit him with the skateboard right in the head or something. And just cracked his fucking head open. Yeah, and I'm not going to lie. Brody King looked crazy. Bleeding with all that face paint and all that shit. The visuals were fucking out of the world. He looked absolutely like a vicious fucking animal. He busted him up with a skateboard. Brody King would then break the skateboard in half. Darby would continue the violent assault, biting King in the head. Now back in the ring, Darby hits the top rope, but King grabs him by the throat. We thought we were going to see a choke slam. Instead, we see Darby counter with a code red avalanche. Holy shit, chants already bursting out. We're only 4 minutes into this thing. Dynamite is already off to a bang, in my opinion. I quickly changed my mind about the placement of the match because the match was fantastic. It was fun. It was fast. It was hardcore. You had a lot of different storylines coming into play. I have a lot more notes, but I don't need to. I remember the match because it was good. When something's good, I remember it. I like the build-up between Sting and Malachi. They, House of Black comes out. They beat the shit out of Darby King. They're trying to help Brody King get this win. They go to the casket to open it up. And who's in the casket? He's been sitting in there probably 20 fucking minutes, you got to think, at least, right? Because at this point when the casket opens, it's 9:16, 9:17 p.m. You know the ring guys all came out. They're prepping the ring. They put that coffin there probably at 7:57 maybe. The guy's sitting in the casket 20 fucking minutes. Do you know what it's like to sit still for 20 minutes? I'm surprised he was even able to get up at all. He got up slowly, and then, of course, he cleans house, and we get a face-off between Sting and Malachi Black. Sting even throws the bat at Malachi Black, saying, I don't need it. Here, go for it. Malachi, of course, drops the bat and just walks away because they're saving this for a rainy fucking day. They're going to build this and build this and build this as they should, because now you have two kind of icons. Malachi has a chance now to become an icon in this business with his current run, especially if he ends up being a champion down the road. So this rub from Sting could be huge for his career. You know what I mean? Jay, Sting is a huge fucking icon in the professional wrestling business. So Malachi might get like a nasty rub off this when it's all said and done. Anyway, long story short, Malachi leaves the ring. Sting leaves the ring. Everybody else leaves the ring. And it comes back down to Darby and Brody King. And Darby ends up getting some revenge on Brody King by grabbing the steel chain that he usually comes to the ring with, chokes him out at ringside, and he just falls right into the coffin. And Darby Allin is your winner of the first ever coffin match on AEW. Jay, I'll go to you first. What are your thoughts? Yeah. Okay. How about you, Gilch? What'd you see in that match?
Yeah, man, I echo pretty much every sentiment of Jay. It was good. Like you said, it wasn't. We weren't going to be treated to a technical wrestling fest. We knew that.
No, it's a coffin match.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. There was a fun gimmick. I love Brody King. I love Brody.
He's
King.
growing on me for sure. Absolutely, he's a worker.
He plays the part. He looks fucking great with the House of Black, with all the makeup and everything. Hopefully, we keep seeing him on TV. I agree with Jay. Three stars.
3 stars? Yeah, I actually gave it, let me see what I gave it. I think I gave it a 4-star because for what it was, which was a coffin match, it was fast, it was exciting, you had all kinds of different storylines coming into play, you had a clear winner, a clear fucking battle at the end with no interference, and then Darby Allin going over in his marquee match because he's been doing the whole coffin thing since day one, but we've never seen the coffin match, let alone a coffin match in AEW, which is a competitor to the WWE. Yet again, another thing from the WWF golden days, we take that coffin match and we make it our own. Last week it was a dumpster match. This week it's a coffin match. Next week, hopefully we get a bra and panties match, and then we can really all have a good fucking time on Dynamite and take this shit to another fucking level, man. I liked it. 4-star. Next, we're going to get a promo from Moxley, your world champion. Says he was thinking since Jericho's coming at him, tonight, he's going to have to take him a different way. He's talking about how everybody else is also coming at him, that he's the interim world champion, and that, he has a flawed title and all this bullshit. He says we should call this title the FYI title, which I guess, I don't know, whatever. I thought that was really bad. He says this title was forged in Cincinnati, Ohio, and just like the famed Heart Dungeon, this title is about pain and how much you can endure. Over 2 decades, we've watched the last survivor of the Heart Dungeon, Jericho, battle on full display, but tonight I'm going to test him, I'm going to push him, and if I don't break his spirit, I'm going to break his body. And they're mentioning that we're in the building where he won the world title, I believe, for the first time. Whoop-de-fucking-do. What'd you think of the promo, Gilch? Did you care? You rate it? No, right? It was whack. I thought it was one of his worst promos, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. Sure. All the work we see him do, super flat, right? Like nothing jumped out at you. Yeah, I didn't like it.
I wasn't impressed with the promo. Then we get a promo from Jericho saying the pain Stu Hart put me through is something I never want to think about again until tonight. Painting the canvas with blood and teeth, he says you can fix a tooth and you can fix a cut, but you can't fix what I'm going to do to Moxley tonight. I'm going to stretch the shit out of you. Tonight, Chris Jericho, the last survivor of the Stu Hart Dungeon, will be the new AEW champion, guaranteed. I thought this was an excellent promo. Quick, short, straight to the fucking point. He hit all his high notes. Jericho's Jericho. Jericho can cut a better promo than Mox. I don't even think there's a question there. Do you agree with that statement, Jay?
Well, you could tell because Moxley started with the FTW and the FYI, which completely lost me. I don't know what the hell they.
Yeah, what was he even talking about? FYI.
I have no idea. He started saying FTW, then FYI belt.
For your information,
I was lost.
For your information, champion.
For your information belt, I get. But Jericho is the one that really sold the match tonight, and this promo did it. And I agree with you 100%.
You like this promo, Gilch? Did it get you hyped for the main event?
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
I bet you didn't like it as much as Jericho's promo.
Yeah, that's Jericho.
I also had no idea what the fuck he was talking about.
No, Moxley's promo was fucking gibberish, man. Straight fucking gibberish. And it took me back, like, honestly, tonight I felt like I saw Dean Ambrose on TV cutting a promo. That sounded and looked like a lot like that guy from The Shield, you might remember. The third best Shield member, by the way. Let's not forget that. Right? If we had to rank Shield members right now, before we get into the match, which was Andrade and Rush versus Rey Fenix and Penta, the Lucha Brothers with their manager, Alex. If you had to really go into that right now and say what was better, what would it be? What would it be? Would it be Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins? Who's the number one out of those current three dudes?
It's got to be Seth.
Seth, right? Then Roman?
Yeah.
Then Roman? Okay, so there you go. Third place Shield member, Dean Ambrose, cutting another shitty promo on AEW Live. Match, Andrade and Rush. This match was fucking fire. I will read some of the notes. I gave this match right off the jump. It was a 5-star fucking match. I barely noticed any mistakes. They fucking lit the place up. It was a tornado tag match. Non-stop fucking action. None of these silly tag sequences. Just non-stop wrestling. Spot after spot after spot after spot. Tying the mask of Penta. And then Andrade coming in. Double knotting the fucking shit, the shotgun drop kick off the top rope, all the fucking shit Rey Fenix did, all the moves Penta did, everything they did was like pretty much perfect. All those double team moves with the splash off of fucking Penta's shoulders that Rey Fenix did. The fucking match was money, man. Real quick, I'll go into the last few notes of the match. We get the backstabber from Penta to Andrade and a double team splash cover and a kick out. Double thrust kicks from Lucha Bros to Rush. Now a high flying splash from Rey off Penta's shoulders, covering a save from Andrade. Double over the top rope flip from Lucha Brothers, taking out Rush and Andrade. Now Eddie chants as Rey with a frog splash on Andrade, who gets his knees up, and another cover and kick out from Rey Fenix. Penta now comes up with a destroyer on the apron, and now Penta has Rush on the apron, thinking Fear Factor. Andrade saves Rush by tripping up Rey. Now back in the ring, we get a big headbutt from Rush. Very well sold by Rey Fenix, by the way. Now Andrade with the elbow drop down attack, cover and a kick out. Rush, Andrade. They get the double knot tie spot on Penta's mask to the second rope. Now Rey with the super kick to Andrade. Rush with the shotgun missile drop kick from the top rope. Now Rush with the huge pile driver. Penta had to unmask himself to save Rey from the cover. Now covering his face, Andrade steps on the mask, holds it up, huge boos. He launches the mask into the crowd. Rush throws Penta out of the ring. Fans were actually asking that fan who caught the mask to throw it back to Penta. Now Rush with the bullhorn drop kick in the corner. Andrade with a hammerlock DDT and the 1, 2, 3. Fucking beautiful. That's a 5-star match on Wednesday night, folks. I don't care. For me, it was 5-star. That match was fire. From the moment the bell rang to the moment they raised their hands. Gilch, I'll go to you first.
There was a lot I loved it. It was great. To me, it was maybe a tad missing to go 5 stars.
I just loved it, man. Personally, really good. Whatever you want.
A lot of back and forth. You guys know who else gets 5 stars tonight? The fucking crowd.
Yeah, crowd was awesome.
The crowd did a really good job tonight. But they were into it. That they were awesome. The throw it back thing, almost like when you're at a visiting when the visiting team hits a home run in baseball. Throw it back. I thought that was super cool. But yeah, the crowd also gets a 5-star from me.
Yeah. Jay, how about you? What'd you see in the match?
I saw a lot of nice moves. I saw Rush did the belly-to-belly overthrow to Phoenix on the corner turnbuckle. I liked the part where Penta did the roll-up cradle on Andrade, followed by the pop-up DDT on Rush. I thought that was a great spot. I like when Penta did the backstabber on the corner turnbuckle. That was also a great spot. like you said, it was a lot of nice spots here and there. You know, don't forget the Avalanche Destroyer that Penta did on the ring apron. Let's not forget that. That was also a great spot. And the ending was great too. When Rush did that shotgun drop kick, I really thought he just kicked the shit out of Ray's fucking head off. Like, it was just so awesome. And then followed by the DDT for the 1, 2, 3. I can't go 5-star, I guess, because I'm not going to go 5-star for that shitty frog splash that Ray did. I know that the knees were going to go up, but you could at least try to sell it, not just go as slow as possible. But that's my only flaw in this match. But I'm gonna go 4.
All right, you're right. You're right about the splash, but maybe that's why he oversold the fucking headbutt. Because that headbutt, he sold the shit out of it, man. That was good stuff.
I just felt like, you know, you could have just put more effort. You know, you could jump a little more higher.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like,
maybe he was just trying not to get hurt. Maybe he saw something that he had to make an adjustment because he thought he was going to get fucked up. I don't know. Because he's usually pretty good, Ray Phoenix. He's one of the best.
And one thing is, I don't get, like, Penta. I know the mask is off, but you got paint on your face, so we still can't see your face. So I didn't get that either. I didn't get that part either, but okay.
It's just the whole tradition thing. It's just crazy how far they're really trying to piss people off with this fucking mask thing. They're like week after week after week. Usually you don't see something like this for years at a time. AEW's done it more this year than maybe in the history of the business combined. It's like fucking wild. So a lot of people are like, you know, pretty upset about this. But next we're going to get a promo or segment, whatever you want to call it, in the back between the Young Bucks where they enter the Dark Order's locker room. Bucks want to thank Hangman. They said they want the whole world to see this. You do not have to do what you did, but you did. The whole world saw how we treated you and what we did to you, but if we could take it all back, we would. My favorite time of my life, I believe Matt Jackson was saying, is when we were running and gunning with you. Maybe we are bad people, but you bring out the good in us. How about next week we could bring back the Hung Bucks? Hangman says he just can't do it. He says, you know, these guys have been there for me since the beginning. They came out to congratulate me when I became champion, blah, blah, blah. He has to be loyal to the Dark Order. Gilch, since you're a Young Bucks guy, I'd like to go to you first on this and give me your thoughts on the whole. Number one, are you happy that the Young Bucks are going after Hangman like this and apologizing and I guess trying to become good guys again, or you know, or what do you give us your expert opinion on what's going on here?
So I don't love it. I think the best version of the Young Bucks is always heel Young Bucks. I guess, right? That's where they're headed. So it's sort of like a face turn with him. There he is sitting with Jay's friends in the Dark Order, being a mid. This, I don't know what it is with this. It's just this whole thing from the beginning with him and Hangman. It's not really grabbing my attention.
Yeah, I don't blame you. What do you want to see happen with the Young Bucks as far as like who, if Hangman's not going to be their guy in the tournament, right? Who is going to be that third? It's not going to be Brandon Cutler. We all know that.
I mean, I think it all depends upon where Kenny's at, you know, health-wise.
You think he's close to making that return right now and he's going to be in that tournament? Because it starts next week. He's coming back next week? Is that what you're fucking telling me? God, that's huge.
I mean, look, you'll get into the main event later, but you want to talk about guys that are injured and we don't think are nowhere close. I mean, let's face it, the guy who came back tonight that you'll get into.
Yeah, that's shocking. Yeah, that's shocking compared. Yes.
Right? Yeah, so who knows?
You're absolutely right.
Plus, 12 months back.
Plus the video games. He's got to be upset that the video game's coming out and he's not on the cover, Mr. Kenny Omega. Right? He's not on the cover, is he? I don't think so. I didn't see him. I know CM Punk's in the middle of the fucking cover, and it's funny that they used the same picture, or at least the same pose that he had on the 2K13 cover when he was on the cover, which is kind of fucking a big fuck you to WWE creative. Jay, what did you think of this Young Bucks bullshit? Do you want to see Hangman turn on the Dark Order and join the Bucks?
I wish I could see your face when I told you, and I'm telling everybody now that Hangman is garbage. He is a mid. He belongs in the Dark Order, and that's where he's going to stay. And we just seen it live tonight on the TBS network, baby. That's what we saw.
I see.
I don't know where this is going. I'm confused. I would love to see Omega return because there's a lot of returns coming from the other promotion, so it would be a good way to counter it. But I really don't know where this is going. As Gil says, I have no idea. I don't think it's a good idea to bring Omega back next week.
No,
I'd
me
rather
too.
save him for a pay-per-view. That's just my opinion.
I'd rather
but-
save him for Grand Slam, baby.
Yeah,
I'd rather save him for something more than a
pay-per-view.
trios.
I'd rather save him for a pay-per-view. Yeah, exactly.
Pay-per-view, okay.
I'd rather save him for maybe like all-out finals. Maybe the Young Bucks partner get hurt and he replaces that. That would be awesome. But I don't know where this is going, and I don't know who that partner. Maybe it will be the Dork Order Page. Maybe he might have a change of heart. Who knows?
Maybe. Yeah, we're going to see something happen, obviously, because they're doing a story on it. Before we get into this, what's up?
Kenny is on the cover. Kenny's on the cover.
He is on, but he's not.
Nice.
But he's not. He's a small piece of the cover, right? He's not like a.
Yeah, so Punk is featured the most, and then around Punk with smaller models are Britt Baker, Jericho, Jade, Moxley, and Kenny.
And no MJF.
I don't know about Jade.
And no
I don't like
MJF.
Jade on me.
You know what would be hot though? When MJF comes back soon, and then they make right before the game comes out, they release the MJF edition, and it's like in a big box with like his scarf material, some crazy shit. You open it, there's a big middle finger. Fuck you for buying this game, you piece of shit. I would fucking love it, man.
Well, check this out. You got Jade Cargill on the cover, but not Thunder Rosa, and she's a women's champion?
Well,
What
it
did
tells
I
you a
say?
lot about who they have in their plans for the future. That's what that fucking tells you. But before we get into the match, which was going to be between Luchasaurus versus Anthony Henry, we get Jungle Boy on commentary. I didn't think this was a good. Yeah, we did exactly. I don't think this was a good idea. I don't know why we got Jungle Boy on commentary if he's not going to do commentary. He just basically
said
says a
was
couple of
hello.
things. Yeah, he said hi. He talked like they were asking him a bunch of questions, and he just kept saying, "Yeah, we fought a lot.
You're right,
yeah,
Tony.
we had a lot of
You're right,
matches.
Tony.
Yeah." I don't know. I didn't think it made him look good. But Luchasaurus, anyway, is going to have a match against Anthony Henry, who they say we've seen before. I can't fucking remember when. But Lucha takes Anthony to the whooping shed with a huge German suplex stacked high on his neck. Henry lands an enziguri, but Lucha with a headbutt, a power move. It was more like John Cena's FU, except like in reverse. I don't know. What do you even call that move? Is that the first time we've seen him do that?
No, we've seen it before, but I call it like a innovative DVD driver.
Like a
would call it
reverse
something
DVD,
like that.
maybe?
Yeah, like a reverse DVD type of driver.
Well,
That's what it
Luchasaurus
looked
picks
like
up
to
the
me.
win in the obvious fucking squash match. And then, we get a promo right away from Christian Cage, who's in the back, saying, talking all kinds of shit. Jungle Boy runs backstage to get Cage, but is stopped by security. Now we see Lucha make his way to the back. He takes out all the security guards. Whoop-de-fucking-do. I thought we should have just got more mic time from Christian Cage than just watch that stupid shit, but I don't know. Any comments? Right? It felt flat to me. This whole thing felt bad.
I like the Christian Cage part when he said, "I'm gonna slap the shit out of you," and Jungle Boy kind of dove in. That was pretty awesome. Like he really ran full force, and I really thought he was gonna grab him. That
Then the
was the cool
security
part, but
stepped
this is-
in.
Yeah, but this is where it gets flat. When Lucha came, started beating the guards, and then he headbutt Pat Buck, and then Tony Giovanni was like, "Oh my God, he headbutt Pat Buck." So I don't know where this is going, but that was just unnecessary, and that's where it fell flat.
I felt the whole thing was flat because this, to me, was the low point of the night.
I don't.
There was only one other low point, which we'll get into, and it was just a quick
Maybe.
little segment between somebody else, which we'll talk about momentarily. But now we're going to get another promo. This is the promo chunk of the night. And we're talking to Miro now. Miro says, Malachi has changed him. He says, all the devils are here. Only one woman can touch me. What's her name again? I can't even remember.
Julia Hart.
Yeah, Julia Hart. She's there. She's trying to touch the Redeemer. He says, only one woman can touch me, and you're not that woman. Go tell your pagans that I accept their gift, and my warpath is clear, and it goes directly through the House of Black. This is the word of the Redeemer. Gilch, what'd you think of Mr. Miro?
I don't know. I just want to see him. I want to see him wrestle. I'm a little
Yes.
hot. Like I don't.
Yes.
I always like his promos. It's not like I don't like it. I'm just tired of seeing them. I want to see him in the ring, man.
Yeah, I agree. I don't understand the point of setting up a storyline with House of Black when Brody King just got shitted on by Darby Allin, who weighs 110 pounds. Malachi's setting up to fight fucking Sting. So who's left for Miro? He's obviously not going to fight the girl, so who's that, Buddy Murphy? That wouldn't be a bad match, but what story does that even fucking tell? Like, I don't get it. Miro should be going after titles right now. And nobody in House of Black has a goddamn title. I don't know. Unless they're going to convert him and turn him into, like, Dark Miro or some crazy shit. Imagine he comes out with paint on his face or some bullshit. Is that where this is going? Is he really joining House of Black, Jay?
This is called burying a top AEW talent star, folks. This is what it's called right here live on TBS tonight. That's what I saw. Because let's face it, Julia Hart was in the video package. What the fuck? What the fuck is she doing there? She was just there standing, and then he turns away. He's like, I must redeem House of Black. What the fuck is going on? So we're not seeing half of his face, and he's talking about he wants to get revenge, but then we see Malachi and Sting in the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
I'm completely confused. I agree with the rumors that, listen, I've been gone from wrestling for a few days, but I know it. I agree with the rumors. They are burying this guy, and we're hearing it and we're seeing it live.
Unless we're going to just see some trash, bro. Unless maybe he interferes in the Sting Malachi match. Maybe that's where they're going with this. To give a reason for Malachi not to kill Sting, you know. He just comes maybe midway of the match, saves Sting, buries Malachi, and then they set up their feud? Is that where they're going? That's terrible.
Savage, let's face it. This is not the first video package we've been talking about House of Black. We've seen this. This is more than one. Where the fuck is this going? They should have had a match a month ago. What the fuck?
Yeah,
what happened to that stare down when he came out? What happened?
Nah, I don't know, man. This has been building up. This has been building up since Forbidden Door, where they had the Fatal 4-Way for the All-Atlantic Championship. You know what I mean? It's a long time coming. They have a storyline there, but now they're interjecting Sting with Malachi.
I just hate it. I hate Tony Khan. The fact that you have a great talent and you just bury him. Now there's rumors he wants to fucking leave. I don't blame him for shit like this.
With Triple H being in charge now, you know how many people probably want to fucking run ship? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Adam Cole probably wants to kill himself right now. Who was cooler with Triple H than Adam Cole?
Adam Cole, right now, if Adam Cole was still there,
Ciampa was mad cool. Sorry,
no, it's okay, bro. Adam Cole would be super kicking Roman Reigns probably in SummerSlam. Trips needed more time than that, but yeah, Adam Cole would be getting.
But Adam Cole would be getting over. He would have a championship run in a few years with him and Ciampa, and fucking Johnny Gargano would get one. All these guys, Karrion Kross is gonna get one. Cody Rhodes is gonna get one. Seth Rollins is gonna get like 3 or 4. Randy Orton's gonna get 1 or 2 because he's part of Evolution. Are you kidding me?
Otis,
maybe. Gable.
Thank you.
Did you hear the rumor that Theory?
Hold on, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I'll give it to Miro. He did have one line where he said, "Don't touch me. You're not the woman to touch me. Only one woman can touch me." That was cool. I like that.
That wasn't
Shout
bad.
out to Lana.
Did you hear the rumor that they're going to get Theory together with Karrion Kross, Gargano, and then Indy Hartwell to bring back that faction they had on The Way?
Well,
and they're going to help him cash in.
Well, it's Theory, Dexter, Gargano,
and Indy Hartwell.
Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. I could give 2 shits about Indy Hartwell, but I'll take the rest.
Okay.
Loomis.
I like Dexter Loomis. Hell yeah. Dexter Loomis is a fucking beast, man. I thought he had the look the first time I saw him. And also, did you hear the rumor Dusty Rhodes said today that they're going to have, or is it Dustin? Dustin Rhodes, sorry.
Dustin
Rhodes told you something today?
No, he told the world today that he heard down the pike that 2 or 3 of the AEW pay-per-views are going to become 2-day events now. They're going to give them the WrestleMania treatment. So you're going to have like a 2-day all-out and like a 2-day full gear or something like that. Do you think that's a good idea?
No.
My first thought,
I think they should just leave it the way
was no. That was my first thought was no, and then I thought about it. The fucking pay-per-views are 5.5 hours anyway.
Yeah.
You want to give me 2 days, 2.5, 3 hours each? Whatever.
I mean, it's a chance to get more people on the card.
Maybe
once a year.
Like your top pay-per-view. Like
once a year.
Yeah, what's their WrestleMania? Is it?
It should be Double or Nothing, no?
Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
Double or Nothing was the one that ROH produced when Cody fought Dustin and so on and so forth.
I'd be fine if they wanted to make like one of them like that, make it like a spectacular with the Fan Fest and Saturday night.
Because you got to think, how many guys do they have on the roster now? Plus, they're fucking with Ring of Honor roster. They're fucking with the New Japan roster. So, I mean, there's definitely people on the roster that could benefit from this. For sure.
But think about it. When they have this, okay, let's take, for example, the pay-per-view coming up. It's on Sunday, right? September?
Yeah.
The next day, everybody's fucking off. So why do you fuck you need to break it? You don't. And let's face it, some of the Battle of the Belts and all those pay-per-views, they're on Saturdays. So it doesn't really hurt. I don't really think it's necessary.
I wouldn't mind. I'd be okay with it if they did it once a year, bro. No, listen, if they made it like Access,
something while you're doing your own thing.
If they made it like an Access thing, bro, like a whole weekend experience for like Double or Nothing, you come to where we do Double or Nothing, you can meet everybody. There's 2 days of sick wrestling. I like that. I'm okay with once a year. You can shake your head, but not me. I'm with it. I'm with it for once a year only.
I don't like it. I hate it.
Now we get a promo. They're in the ring. Santam, Singh, JT, Dutt, Jay Lethal. They all come out to the ring. I'm probably butchering their names, but I'm not. It's going to take me a while before I remember these guys' names. Singh is the best for beating up Wardlow, apparently. They tell Wardlow, you may think we're done with you, but we're not done with you by a long shot. Jay Lethal says last Saturday we sent a message. Either A, defend the TNT Championship against me one more time, or B, we come find you and just take it. Out comes Wardlow, real quick. And he has company. He has friends. And guess who he has with him? He has the greatest tag team in the world today, FTR, coming down the ring with him. Crowd is hyped. They try to surround the ring, but somehow Jay tries to sneak in. But Wardlow, I believe he powerbombed Jay Lethal. Jay Lethal manages to escape. It was a powerbomb, right? I missed that spot. I know he hit him with something. Do you guys remember what he hit him with?
On Lethal?
Yeah, or did he clothesline him?
FTR, Big Rig, something like that.
Okay, so he got hit with some bullshit. Jay Lethal was able to get out of the ring. He got away. And then FTR, Wardlow, they're holding up all the gold. I thought this was kind of stupid because we didn't even get to hear FTR talk. And I would have rather seen them wrestle. But whatever, I don't know. What do you think on this, Jay?
Great fucking point, because that was what I was fucking going to say. I'm giving this shit show a 0, and that's exactly why. When this show started, it said, we will hear from FTR live tonight. Instead, we get this shit. So it's false advertisement, so no, fuck 0.
Gilch, how about you?
Yeah, I agree. I was waiting for a nice FTR promo. Get out there, best in the business. And this is what we got. Kind of like a dud, honestly.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking brutal. I mean, I'm always happy to see FTR, and the sight of FTR with Wardlow was cool because he can learn a lot from them. So I don't mind them working a program with him. But I just wish it would have been a little better. You know, it would have been nicer if FTR came out first, cuts a promo, and then they get interrupted by Jay Lethal and company. And then they come on and say, why are you bums out here wasting our time? We need to talk about more important things like Wardlow and the TNT Championship. And then Wardlow comes out. And at least from that point, you heard from FTR, you heard from this guy, and then Wardlow comes out as the main star, right? Isn't that the point? Build him up? I don't know. Whatever. I guess he's a better booker than me. I don't know. We get a match next. Aaron Solo. Yeah, Jay's right. They lied. It says FTR returns, and then they did say it on TV. They fucking lied to you people. You should also sue your cable company. You were lied to. We get a Gun Club interview. Do you guys... Actually, no. We get the Ricky Starks match first, right? Yep. There it is. Ricky versus Solo. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. This is real. But, I don't know. What did you think of Ricky versus Solo? It was a short match. It was kind of like a squash match, almost. Starks had control to start this off. Now Solo has, this guy doing chops. They're chopping each other in the corner. Now Solo with some shots and stomps on Ricky Starks. Starks gets the quick win. But Nick Caruto runs in with a steel chair. We see Ricky give Big Nick a huge spine buster, and he shoves Solo into some bullshit. Basically, he got away because QT Marshall came out with all his friends, and they were trying to take out Starks. Starks makes his way through the arena, gets the fuck out of there, and we see Power Hobbs just pissed off that Ricky won. I thought this was really underutilizing Ricky Starks' potential and Hobbs. I thought we could have seen more from both of them, Hobbs should have came down there and had some kind of a crazy spot killing somebody. And what's up with QT Marshall? All of a sudden now he's on Dynamite regularly? What's going on with this, Gilch?
Yeah, I don't know. QT. I mean, I know QT and Cody are like best friends, like literally best friends out of it. So I guess that means he's still friendly with Dustin, which means I guess he's good in with Tony. So I guess there's your TV time right there. But yeah, I was a little upset too. Yeah, when I saw his opponent, I said this is gonna kind of like a squash. So the time we get to see Ricky Starks in the ring, which isn't a lot, you know, for all our wrestlers in AEW, I want to see more out of it, and to see like a little squash match like that was a little annoying.
And this is just like, I think, like the best they can come up with for him right now, and it's pretty fucking brutal. Jay, what do you think?
Well, I'm going to go to Hobbs. I thought Hobbs cut an earlier segment, which was cool on QT when he said, don't make your problem mine. I kind of felt the intensity and the anger on that. So I like that, and I like the part when he smashed that freaking TV on the fucking floor. That was awesome. So I felt the intensity and the anger on that. But let's face it, this is kind of a squash match, right? So we can't really rate it. We knew that he was going to do his spear and his finisher, but let's face it, what is this booking about? We're booking him with QT Marshall. Now he has a new guy, aka former 2 Dime, now Cole Carter on his side. What the fuck is all this shit? I mean, what's with the clown shit? We can't book Ricky Starks fighting a valuable opponent. I mean, what's going on? We get all this Aaron Solo, whose record here I wrote down. He's 8-26. That's right, folks. He's 8-26. A rising star and Ricky Starks that turned babyface is fighting an 8-26 guy. I wouldn't be surprised if next week he fights Cole Carter. Let's face it, this is bad booking. It's a squash. I don't like it. I only like Hobbs throughout the whole segment and when he smashed the TV. I feel bad for Ricky on this.
In my humble opinion, sometimes less is more, and that's what the AEW needs. They need less people on the roster so they can have more TV time for the stars that are actually ready to fucking shine right now, setting up better fucking storylines. Because when you have so many people on the roster, you're going to get stories like this just to get everybody some kind of camera time. You know what I mean? And then you get all these shitty factions.
You can't do this. You can't fucking do this, man.
I think like we all individually said it at a different point. We kind of agree like their best course of action. And again, I have no idea what the money's like, but their best course of action would be to add an hour to Rampage and move the thing live on a Friday night. Even if you want to tape it another night, I don't care, but make it like a 2-hour show Friday night. Aside from the fact that they need the time, we've all been to events and we've talked about how the whole crowd, I mean, you're half dead by the time Rampage comes on, especially if you're following like a banger Dynamite main event. The crowd has nothing left. A lot of the crowd leaves.
You know, right?
Half the people leave as soon as Dynamite ends.
We all been to the shows, and we all know that after Dynamite's over, when they have these bad booking matches, nobody's into it. It's just the crowd is dead or the crowd is leaving.
Yeah, Dynamite ends at 10. By the time they get to like...
It's usually like 11:30.
Yeah, it's like 10:30 to 11:30, but it's also, because it's taped, they take breaks. There's a lot in there. So, I mean, think about it. If you're going, say you're going there with a kid who's 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, you're going to go there. By the time you get back to your car, you get out of it. You're not getting home till 1 o'clock on a Wednesday night, you know? It's...
Yeah, no.
That's why I always take off the next day.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I always take off the next day because
shit's fucking
always
crazy,
too late.
man.
Yeah.
Shit's fucking
Hopefully,
crazy.
I think the one out that we were hoping for was something gets up and running with Ring of Honor, where they could put a show together, maybe meet some guys over there. But we really haven't.
I think you're right, Ghost, because let's face it, Dark and Elevation, you can cancel that, and you can do a 2-hour show. So I agree with Gilson.
Well, they definitely have the talent to put together a fucking 5-hour show, let alone a 2-hour show. I mean, let's be honest. We get a match after coming up later on between Jade Cargill and Madison Rain. Before that, before the Aaron Solo Ricky Starks match, there was a promo with JAS. Forgot to mention it. You had Matt Barnard, Daniel Garcia, and a Jay, and the other guy, I can never remember his name. Anthony, right? Something? What's his name?
Suspender Boy.
Suspender Boy.
Angelo Parker.
There you go. Angelo fucking Parker. Maybe if I say it 50 times.
I don't know why. For some reason, that's a name that's a name I always remember for some reason.
Angelo Parker. I'm going to try to remember it permanently right now. But we haven't seen much from him, anything impressive. I mean, that's why I can't remember this fucking guy, because he's never done anything significant. You know, Matt Menard, I didn't know his fucking name either until I saw him dumping fucking mayonnaise and ketchup and mustard on somebody's fucking thing in that brawl they had where they went into the concession stand.
Menard's at least good with the mic, and then
yes.
before the Jericho entrance, some of you guys have never heard his cut.
Of course, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
The best was when it's 11 weeks in a row, the greatest sports entertainers in the world. Yeah, the pinnacle.
It's the pinnacle of sports entertainers. Like, he does like that little voice thing.
Yeah.
He's good with the mic at least.
No, he's awesome on the mic. After this, after the match with Aaron Solo and all that shit, we got a promo from the Gun Club. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Like, who gives a shit anymore, man? Like, they just got put into dumpsters. And you know what they're doing now? They're dumping them with another dumpster trash fire named Danhausen. Apparently, they're going to have a match coming up on fucking Rampage. The only good line was Billy Gunn said, "In one night, you guys managed to ruin a match I made famous." I thought that was the only good part of that whole thing. Their kids just heads down, looking disappointed. Did this entertain you at all, Gilch? I'm sure you liked it a little bit.
I was watching it kind of like half-faced, and then the Billy Gunn line came up, and a little smirk cracked up. I like that. That was it.
That was
it.
Me,
you could take Danhausen. I could never see this guy again as long as I live, and I'd be happy.
Jay, how about you, my friend?
You guys know how I feel about this trash, man. I mean, I had never liked the Gun Club. I don't know where this is going. I can't believe they bring Danhausen, and now it's Gun Club and Beard Housing. I don't get it.
Well, two things. Yeah, on Friday night we're going to see Beardhausen, okay, which is Red Beard and Danhausen, and also on an exclusive interview earlier today with Sean Ross and Danhausen. Danhausen was offered X amount of money to be in the new AEW video game. Danhausen turned it down. Danhausen turned down whatever offer they gave him, and he wants more money to be in the video game. Do you think he's earned that right to turn down his first offer to be in a video game? Who the fuck does Danhausen think he is? He pays for pictures with people like Sasha Banks and John Cena. They won't take a picture with him for free. He has to fucking pay for it just like everybody else. Even if he's sitting in the booth next to them. They tell his stupid ass to go wait in fucking line.
You know, the upcoming Fan Fest, when you click on his name to buy a ticket, like if you enter your info and click order, they send you $10.
Unreal, man. Unreal. He has a lot of balls to just turn down money like that. And it's not over yet, man. Good God, how many interviews did we get tonight? It felt like in that span of 30 minutes, we saw like 20 minutes of promos and interviews and 10 minutes of wrestling.
It felt like an old episode of Raw by Vince McMahon, right?
We got a shitty interview, and to me, if the first one that I said was the low point of the night, the whole Christian Cage, then this is the low point of the night. The interview with Best Friends. And who else? We see someone new. Ari Daivari. This is the first time I've seen him on AEW television, right? They just got him?
They had him for a minute, but we just don't see him on TV.
This is the first time I've seen him be used. And then the only interesting part of any of this was that little Brock Lesnar, little mini Brock with the tattoos over there. What's his name? Parker Boudreaux? Parker Boudreaux. And then some other guy. You guys know the other guy? No fucking idea who the other guy was.
Nah, who gives a shit?
This was fucking brutal. Orange just basically tells him to get lost, and that was the end of the segment. It was like about 22 seconds. I don't know what the fuck I was even watching. Gilch, do you have any comment on this? Do you have any comment on Daivari, Boudreaux, or the other fucking guy?
I do not.
Are you sick of Best Friends? Do you think they should just be fired?
I was sick of Best Friends the first time I ever saw them.
What happened to Best Friend's mom? They used to drive him to the show. She's probably stopped caring, right?
Yeah.
Or that's when it was in the, what was the name of that arena that they did it in every fucking week? In Florida.
It was pandemic times.
Yeah, pandemic times, man. When there was like... Orlando? Yeah, I can't remember the name. I'll look it up later. But that
I think it was in Jacksonville.
I think so. It was like a small venue. It wasn't like a big venue.
Yeah, Jacksonville. I think it was Jacksonville for the Jaguars.
Can't remember the name. It has a name, but it holds a special place in the hearts of many of the AEW original guys. They all love that place because that's where they all pretty much were working for a while. And that must have been easy life. You didn't have to travel anywhere. You could just chill in one stay place for a while and just chill out, you know. Not bad, but yeah, another fucking interview. Finally, now we're going to get the match between Jade Cargill versus Madison Rayne. And this match actually was much better than I expected it to be. I thought it was going to be like a fucking squash match for Jade, to be honest. I didn't think we were going to see so many different counters and spots. Madison was even shoving Jade, showing her strength. Now Jade was with a knee to the midsection, a very stiff kick to the midsection, shotgun drop kick from the top rope from Madison to Jade, who rolls to the outside. Jade going for the powerbomb on the outside. Madison with a counter in the Hurricane Rana. Moments later, Jade with a huge spear. Back from break, we see Madison with a shitty neck breaker from the top rope to Jade. I thought it could have been a little better. She didn't connect all of it. Now, Madison has a guillotine choke, but Jade lifts her up, and Madison counters with a DDT spiked. We get a kick out from the champ. I thought that spot was good. Made up for the shitty neck breaker. Kiara Hogan then comes up to the ringside with a distraction. Jade goes for the kick. Madison dodges. Jade kicks Hogan. Now, moments later, Jade with a huge pump kick. Now going for a finish, but Madison counters. Goes for her, like, crossroads bootleg move. And then Jade counters, hits the Jade, and he gets the 1-2-3. She is now 36-0. Here comes Athena, dressed as a baddie, trying to get her hands on Jade, who makes her escape. Gilch, I'll go to you first. What did you see from this match? What are you rating it? I gave it a 3. I thought they did a decent job with the time they had.
Go with a 2.5. I didn't think it was going to be a squash because I don't know the other girl, but they've been talking about it for a while. Like they advertised her. So I didn't think it was going to be a squash, just the way they were talking about her. It seemed like it was a girl they want to book well. 2.5, I'll go.
Okay. What'd you think about Athena running out?
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be the thing right now. Athena seems to be like her main kind of, I don't even want to call her like opponent, call her like thorn in her side, right?
That's like her gimmick right now. She's just like the run out to the ring girl.
Yeah.
Jay,
whatever.
would you rate the match and what'd you think of Athena?
I'm gonna rate this match a half a star. I'm gonna tell you why. But I know Madison Rayne, and Madison Rayne is a 5-time TNA Impact champion, 3-time women's champion, beautiful people, Angelina Love, Elvis Sky, we get all that. Now, what a veteran is supposed to do is to make a rookie look good. Instead, I saw 2 greens tonight. I don't know, maybe Madison Rayne was nervous because she's been in the business for over 10 years, but she did that horrible blockbuster that just, I guess she lost the grip or whatever. That was fucking trash, right? Mm-hmm. Let's not forget the trash that Jay did, that pump handle kick that never touched Hogan's big punch. What the fuck was that?
Yep.
So, I mean, if you're going to tell me that this was a great match, I'm going to tell you no. I think it was just the nerves maybe perhaps on Madison Rayne because she doesn't make much mistakes, but tonight it was just sloppy. It looks like there was a lot of miscues, a lot of called shots here and there. I didn't really enjoy it. I know Athena came out and she tried to save this whole thing, but I still don't see Athena beating Jade Cargill. Let's face it. When you have this streak over 500 days without losing, you're not going to break it over a former ex-WWE star that didn't do shit in the other promotion. So I give it that rating just because of that.
I feel that, man. I understand that.
You think Athena is one of those people that is like, shit, I wish I would have waited a couple months before I decided to sign my contract here. But
she was another one that was tight with H.
She'd probably be Ember Moon on the main roster right now.
And they could use it.
I mean, she has great talent, let's face it. But let's face it, she's not going to beat Jade Cargill.
No. She has a better chance of beating Thunder Rosa than fucking Jade Cargill right now. I'll tell you that.
That I would love to see.
But I was wrong, boys. There's a new low point of the night. And it's right now. We get an interview between Thunder Rosa and Toni Storm. They tell us that Statlander is now injured and that now Toni Storm is the #1 contender for Thunder Rosa's title. Thunder Rosa starts, saying things like this happen in the business. And then Toni Storm says, you need to know that my dream is to become the AEW Women's Champion. Then Thunder says, very unconvincingly and very bad, we'll talk about that title match later. And then it just ends. I thought this was so fucking bad. So this, to me, was the low point of the night. And it makes me even more uninterested than I already was in watching Thunderstorm compete and continue to be a fucking thing. Jay, I'll go to you first if you want to comment on this.
Well, I told you guys, and I told everyone that Thunder Rosa is a great wrestler, but as champion, she is shit. And I've been saying it, and the promos speak for themselves, and this is another bad promo. And you know who made it even more worse? Tony Storm for opening her mouth. So both of them were just doing bad promos here. I didn't get it. I don't like it. We all knew this shit was just some money just to plug in some t-shirts and get some merch sales. But let's face it, I'm not even looking forward to this match on All Out. Nah.
Well, if she's the number one contender, she should have had an interview, just her. Hey, how do you feel about being the new number one contender? She talks about that for a minute. Then Thunder Rosa comes in. Oh, you think you're gonna take the title from me? And then just snaps on her and beats on her. That makes more sense than this.
I guess they didn't do that because they're tag team, so they're so-called.
What tag team? They ain't shit. I mean? They've been losing. They're fucking losers.
It's dog shit.
I hope Tony takes the title off her, though. I'll say that. I'd rather see her have a title shot and a title run.
None of them. I'd rather see someone.
No, I'd give her. You got to give her one one little run.
No.
Why not? Why not?
Tony Storm has. Listen, if I see one more fucking time her fucking spine buster in the middle of the fucking ring on live TV, no. Fuck no. She can't even do that. Why the fuck do I want to see her as champion?
So what you're saying is you can give a better spine buster than Tony Storm?
Yes, I can give a better spine buster than Tony Storm. Come on, let's face it.
I know this. I could probably do. I've never wrestled a day in my life. I could probably, do half 3 dozen finishes that are better than hers.
Yeah, probably. That's for sure. Yo, Jay, I'll pay you $100 if you run into the ring at Create a Pro and attack whoever Max Caster's fighting.
I'll attack him. How about that? I'll attack him. Nah, I'm kidding.
Yo, Max Caster will fuck you up, son.
We'll see who he's fighting. Maybe
I don't know who he's fighting yet. We got to find out. But now we're going to get our main event of the night. It's going to be half an hour of TV time guaranteed because the match is starting around 9:30. They tell us there's a 60-minute time limit. It's going to be not the Ayatollah. It's not going to be Y2J. It's not going to be the Painmaker. It's not going to be the rock star from Fozzy. It's going to be the last surviving member of the Stu Hart Dungeon. Lionheart, Chris Jericho versus AEW Interim World Champion Jon Moxley. This is the Lionheart, okay? He came out with the Lionheart tights. He came out with the Lionheart music. This is obviously the Lionheart, Jay, okay? And you better respect Le Champion. He's about to be Le Champion. At least that's what I fucking thought. I was actually expecting a good match. Jericho and Mox flipping each other off. Big fight feel tonight in the Target Center because Gilch mentioned it earlier. 5-star to the people that were in the show tonight, the arena, the fans. You guys were rocking the entire fucking match, the entire night. So they gave it a big fight feel tonight in the Target Center. Both men now walking the ring and Mox flipping Lionheart off one more time. Walking the ring some more. Finally, both men lock up. We see an arm drag by Jericho. Another quick arm drag. He's smiling. More walking in the ring. Now we see another arm drag from Jericho, who's boasting. And Mox is in the corner giving Jericho more respect than I've seen him give any other opponent he's ever faced. So it says a lot. Because usually Mox doesn't breathe in the match. He's always punching or kicking or attacking. He usually starts his match on the outside instantly. So walking the ring and even giving Jericho that respect to just walk the ring with him, have a couple of spots, not immediately take the match to the outside. It speaks volumes to how much Moxley definitely respects Chris Jericho. Because if anything, Chris Jericho kind of made him in AEW, right? He was the champ, dropped the title to him. Mox goes off on his run. Now, both men lock up in a test of strength. Let's go Moxley, Lionheart. Let's go Moxley, Lionheart. Chants break out. Arena's on fire. Mox with the kick goes for the DDT. Mox goes for the counter. Mox kicks him off. Now we see Jericho with 2 shoulder block attempts. Now Jericho has Mox in a very nice submission. Has Moxley's arms locked up and his legs on the back of Mox's head. Now he breaks the hold and puts him in another stretch submission, trying to stretch the leg and arm. I thought this looked a little stupid, to be honest, but whatever. Now with 2 chops, both men exchanging chops over and over again. Mox asking for harder chops. Mox with the snapmare and a kick to the back of Jericho's head. Now flips him off again. Jericho with his own snapmare, his own kick, now wrenching on the neck of Moxley, pulling on the earring of Moxley and ripping it out. He tore the earring right out of Moxley's ear. They start chanting, "You sick fucks," as we go into picture break. During the break, Moxley is busted open. It looks like he's either bleeding from his ear or he cut... I don't know how the ear could make that much blood, so I'm pretty sure he cut himself to give the effect of blood, because there was a lot of fucking blood. As usual, Moxley is bleeding. Nothing new there. Now we see Jericho with a beautiful backbreaker taking down Mox. Now the Lion South, the cover, and the kick out. All right, I like it. Lionheart's in full swing tonight, man. We're seeing the Lion Celt. We're seeing the Lion Tamer. Lionheart is in the fucking building. All right, but Lionheart is now in trouble as Mox is going for the armbar and is trying to break Jericho's arm. But Jericho rolls through, hits some hard elbow strikes to the face of the champ, the interim champ. Now Jericho beating Mox in the corner with shots and lands a Hurricane Rana off the top rope. Old school Lionheart status. Goes for the cover, another kick out by the champ. Now Jericho using the ring posts to add some leverage to a figure four that looks very tight, as Taz says. Jericho has to be careful not to get DQ'd. Let's go over the hold. Back in the ring, we see Mox have the crossface applied to Jericho in the middle of the ring. Jericho attempts to grip. He tries to attack the grip of Moxley, which is a good move. That's what you do if someone tries to put you in a hold. You punch their fucking joints, you punch their fingers. It made sense. It looked good. It looked real. All right? He rolls through. He's going for the Lion Tamer on Moxley. He steps over, and it's finally locked in. Back from break, we see Jericho still holding on tight to the Lion Tamer. Jericho goes for the springboard dropkick. Mox sends him flying to the outside. Now Mox making his way to the top rope. Mox with a diving double axe handle smash. Mox off the top rope again, but Jericho catches the code breaker, covers Mox on another kick out. Jericho exposing two turnbuckles, and he tells Sammy to throw him the bat. Sammy Guevara out of nowhere, he's in the crowd. He overshoots the bat. It goes over the fucking ring, falls to the floor. We see Jericho go to the outside. The ref doesn't see any of this apparently because she's too busy looking for the turnbuckles. Jericho then tries to smash Moxley in the head with a bat. He does. He hits him, but he gets a cover. Of course, Moxley kicks out. What the hell? Mox now with a sleeper on Jericho sends Mox in the exposed turnbuckle. Lands the Judas effect. He goes for the cover, and he kicks out again. They tell us that no one has ever kicked out of the Judas effect. Man in the Mask goes on to say that Jericho must be out of oxygen because that's why the Judas effect didn't land as hard. That makes fucking sense. Now Jericho grabs the title, and Taz even agreed with him. He's like, oh, that's a great point, Man in the Mask. That's really smart. Now Mox, who dodges a move from Jericho, sends Jericho flying into the exposed turnbuckle. Mox now with a sleeper hold again, and now Jericho with a super deep Lion Tamer locked in, and now Jericho is busted open after hitting the exposed turnbuckle. He looked like he really cut the shit out of him fucking self. He was bleeding hard. Aubrey even had to hand him a towel after the match. Now Mox with the stiff elbow shots to the back of Jericho's head. Another sleeper hold, blood everywhere. Jericho doing the Hogan. He's like, it just taps out. Moxley's your fucking winner. I thought this was disappointing. Now Sammy and Jake Hager come out to attack Moxley. Jericho picks up the title, celebrates. Here comes Claudio, Yuta, Eddie Kingston. Here comes Anthony Parker, or whatever his name is. I don't even fucking know. Matt Menard comes out. Now the JAS starts to take control. Here comes, who do you think? None other than the real fucking AEW World Heavyweight Champion, the best in the world, back sooner than expected. I thought this guy was done, but no, he's here on live TV tonight. They managed to keep it a surprise. It was an excellent ending to the show. You got to see the face-off between Mox and Punkley. Moxley giving him the finger right in his fucking face, as you're seeing on your screen right now. We get the face-off between Mox and Punk. Maybe they're going to fight it all out. We go off the air with Punk saying to the camera, there's only one champ. He showed us that he was putting weight on his foot, but we don't know if he's cleared yet. Gilch, I'll go to you first. What'd you think of the main event and, of course, CM Punk's return?
I had a lot of fun with this match. Again, I didn't think these two guys at their age and what they did, there was going to be a lot of high-flying action, slower-looking spots. But everything was good. Everything was pretty sharp. That Excalibur comment was pretty funny.
Yeah.
It was almost like like when he said it, I said for a minute, like he's kind of mean, like he's kind of backhandedly joking. I think he's kind of get that feeling. It was really good. It was back and forth. I was not happy when Moxley won. I was like, ugh. So they're just really going to keep the title on this guy till Punk comes back. And then I was okay with it because there comes Punk. So I'm okay with it. Looks like we're going to get this unification sooner than later. Looks like Punk will get the title. And we should see from there.
Okay. You rating it?
Three and a half.
Okay. Jay, how about you?
I think it's a lot to cover, so let me just start off that AEW has the worst commentary I ever heard in my fucking life. All right, and if you don't get rid of these fucks, then I don't know. But let me go into the match. I thought this was actually started great. I thought it was a nice wrestling match, you know, test of strength and all that. Like you mentioned, Savage. I was expecting I really thought. I saw a unique leg arm submission that Jericho did. It looked like a pretzel, kind of innovative. I thought that was pretty awesome. I haven't seen that from Jericho's repertoire.
That's some Stu Hart shit.
Yeah, I haven't seen that probably forever. So probably since like WCW 1001 old days. So it was very intriguing, and I was very into it up to the part where Moxley's busted it open through the year. And there's always has to be blood, and I know Gilch and I have been going, every Moxley match has to have blood, and I don't think this match was necessary to have blood. It started off great for the first 5 minutes, but we fucked it up with this blood shit. So there was some nice spots, you know. Jericho had his figure four. He did that beautiful top rope Hurricanrana, which I thought was the move of the wrestling match. I thought that was the perfect spot because I thought he was really going to fuck that up, but he didn't. I liked the part where he did the code breaker and countered the double sledgehammer. I didn't like the part where Moxley did the top rope double sledgehammer on the outside. Not in his repertoire, and I don't even know why he did it. And the second time, it just looked like shit. So I'm glad Jericho countered it. Talk about a botch. Talk about Sammy throwing a bat way over the fucking ring. And you're telling me Aubrey Everett never saw that? I know she saw that shit. So that was just bad. It just made that part of the match just look really, really bad. We all knew Moxley was going to win, even though me and Gilch doesn't want fucking Moxley to win. I'm sure you don't want him either, Savage. But we all knew he was going to win. I was very shocked that this guy came out. I don't think he's medically clear like you guys say. I don't think he is. But it was a very great surprise, especially when another promotion is dumping surprise every single week. You need to counter back, and this was a great counter. It was great to see the chant. I didn't like the part where he took Jericho over. It was so slow that Jericho had to just go over the rope to the floor, but whatever. I like the stare down. I just fucking hate Moxley, man, because I know when this match happens, in the first 5 minutes, this guy would be busted open. So, what do I give this match? I'll be nice. I'll go 2. But what I give CM Punk's return, that was a highlight. I give that a 4. I didn't expect it. It was a surprise to everyone, just like you guys were surprised. And I really hope this match happens at All Out, even though we're going to see this guy fucking busted open the first 5 minutes of the fucking match. So,
copy that.
Yeah.
To me, the match was a 3. Punk coming back was a 5, which makes the whole thing a fucking 4. But the one thing they fucked up on is Punk should have came out with his title, so that the shot at the end of the night is title versus title. Who's going to be the champ? Jericho fucked up by not coming out as the Wizard. He should have had this match as the Wizard and should have fucking lit fucking Dean Ambrose on fucking fire. And I also agree with the blood. I think the Brody King Darby Allin match should have been the only match that had blood, because the visual on Brody King was fucking incredible, and it could have stayed there. This match could have been just a great wrestling match, because that's what Jericho said he was going to stretch him out. So that's what we should have seen. 30 minutes of stretching and wrestling and Lionheart moves, which back in the day, I don't remember him ripping people's fucking earrings off and making them bleed. You know.
Shout out to Jericho, because he really came into this character, the Lionheart, because he dyed his hair and he shaved his fucking beard. So
also,
he was really playing the part.
I thought this was his actually best performance this year. Like, physically, he looked good in the ring. He looked clean. He didn't really make too many mistakes. He was doing big spots. He did Lion Salt. He did a fucking Hurricanrana off the top rope. He was trying to jump off all kinds of fucking spots. You got to give it up to the guy who's like 50-something years old. And, you know, looks like he's going to be in better shape when he's in Ric Flair's age. I'll tell you that.
I think he recovered from last week's embarrassment, but I still think this was pretty bad as well. Not embarrassing, but it wasn't a great match.
I'll give you that.
It started off great, like I said, but then it just went to the shits. And I really thought Jericho was leading the whole match, because when I saw the test of strength, I thought, oh shit, so Jericho drew out this match. So I was like, oh shit, I'm expecting a wrestling match until all this bullshit happened. So.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen now with Punk or how long this is going to last. Are they going to drag this out a few months? Is he going to be just coming out and doing promo? Like, if he's not fighting at the next pay-per-view, I feel like this was a waste of a return. This has to be a fight coming up at the next pay-per-view.
How long does it take to get your foot? I thought it took.
I don't know,
months.
man.
Like,
I don't
didn't
know.
it was
He's
that
coming out here like he's back to fucking
fine.
normal, hopping around, doing all kinds of shit.
He was walking fine.
It was definitely a shocking moment for sure, and I'm glad that it happened because it was genuinely a surprise. But like I said, if he's coming back now, this has to be to lead up to the match. Do you think we're going to hear from him on Rampage?
No. Next week, probably.
No,
Next
they
week.
just. I can't think of a time when that's happened or we heard someone on Rampage and Dynamite. You know, because
I've seen it. We've seen it. Yeah. When we went to the show, Punk came out. Actually, it was stupid because he's coming on Dynamite promoting a match that's going to happen later in the night, and then he comes on and has the match.
Yeah, okay.
You know, but he's talking about Friday night. Oh, on Friday night, I'm going to kick your ass. Meanwhile, he's coming out later tonight. He's out here now. So, I've seen it. I think it was versus Powerhouse Hobbs, actually. Remember, Jay? You were there.
Yeah. I also see him commentate, too. So he'll have a match, and then he'll commentate like an hour later. Like, hey, I'm here in the booth.
Yeah.
So I've seen it just as well.
All right, Gilch, from 1 to 5, how excited are you to hear from Swerve in Our Glory on Rampage?
6, bro.
6. Jay, how about you? Do you give a fuck? No?
0.
0. Okay,
Shit,
Orange Cassidy versus Ari Daivari on Rampage. Do you have a winner, Gilch? Do you have a winner?
What is this? What is this? A 205 live event? Fuck no. Who gives a shit?
No,
we all know who's gonna win.
All right.
I don't know who the winner is, but I know who
We all know who's gonna win.
I know who the loser is.
Okay. We're also going to see
to watch it.
newly marryweds Sammy Guevara and Tay versus Dante Martin and Sky Blue. That might be interesting. Intergender
Who the fuck
match.
is Sky Blue?
That's apparently
She's like
Dante's
girl.
I
Like
guess, yeah.
Dante's girl?
That's his chick. That's his
Whatever,
chick. Or
man.
could be Sammy's next wife.
I don't know. I just don't know where that's
Next week on AEW Dynamite, House of Dragon presents to you Andrade El Idolo, Rush, and Dragon Lee versus the Young Bucks and somebody. I don't know who that somebody is, but apparently it's next week. So they have 6 more days to convince Hangman Adam Page or find someone. We talked about it earlier. We don't have to talk about it again. Tony Storm versus Keelan King. Who the fuck is Keelan King? Does anybody know? Does anybody care?
No. I don't care about Tony Storm.
And then next week, again, presented by Game of Thrones House of the Dragon, we're going to get Bryan Danielson versus Daniel Garcia and a best 2 out of 3 falls match. Do you have a prediction on that one, Jay?
Gotta be BD, man.
Gotta be, right? 100%.
Gotta
Gilch,
be.
you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. The last match was actually really good, man. It was really fucking good. I enjoyed the last match. Made him a new star. You guys have...
You know, I was reading like an article about that match, and I didn't know like he was emulating a Shawn Michaels match that Shawn did back in the day, that he was, you know, faking that he was concussed and shit and he was falling. Like, I didn't even know that, so shout out to that. I thought it was like, oh shit, this is crazy, but I didn't know he was emulating that, so that was pretty cool, man. He's a real Shawn Michael fan. We all know that, man, and we all know he went to school and he trained him. So yeah, I didn't know that. I did not know that. I don't even know what match that was that Shawn Michaels was doing that. If you guys know, let me know, but I did not know that.
I did not even know that as well. When did that even happen?
I was just reading an article when that match happened that week. I was just reading an article that, yeah, he was emulating a Shawn Michaels match. At one point, Shawn Michaels in his career, he was pretending like he was concussed and shit throughout the match. And it was just, you know, when you're like doing a move and then you get up and then you just fall right down. So, you know, I did not know that. I'll look more into it and I'll come back to it. But yeah,
here's some wrestling history for August 10th, 2022. In 2019, on today's date, Adam Cole defeated Johnny Gargano in a 2 out of 3 falls match to retain the NXT Championship at NXT TakeOver Toronto. Also, Shayna Baszler, Velveteen Dream, and the Street Profits retained their respective NXT Championships. Wow. And today's Wade Barrett's birthday.
Shout out to Stu.
Shout out to Wade Barrett. 2008, Samoa Joe defeated Booker T in a steel cage weapons match to retain the TNA World Heavyweight Championship at Hard Justice. 1996, the recently formed NWO made their presence felt at Hog Wild, where Hulk Hogan defeated the Giant. God, that was actually a fun match. You remember that one, man?
I used to love the pay-per-views when it was like outside the arena with the motorcycles.
Yeah, that was sick, bro.
Oh, what pay-per-view was that?
Hog Wild. Hog Wild.
Was that Hog Wild?
Yeah. The Outsiders, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash faced Sting and Lex Luger. Harlem Heat squared off against the Steiner brothers for the WCW Tag Team titles. And Ric Flair defended the U.S. title against Eddie Guerrero. God damn, what a card that was. That's a card right there, man. Look at that shit. 1992. Big Van Vader defeats some fucker at New Japan to become the first, I believe, white Japan champion. Crazy. The man who would go on to become Hulk Hogan has his first professional wrestling match today in 1976. Just a little wrestling history. I used to do that in some of the early episodes. I used to do it at the beginning. We got to add some more segments because we got nothing left. That's it. Dynamite's over. We got SmackDown on Friday.
There's a lot to cover. I think wrestling is just coming to a complete change. We're seeing it, and I just hope AEW steps up because I've been reading an article yesterday. When I was coming back to New York, that Tony Khan, he's like a piece of shit backstage. Man, he's going crazy. He's screaming at people. Dave Metzler is saying that as well. So I don't know what is his deal. He's also saying that he's promoting people at a higher pace because he's getting so stressed out and shit. So I don't really know what the fuck is going on in AEW, but
he might be losing it, bro. This is not an easy job. Vince McMahon was doing it for 40 fucking years, 22 hours a day, 7 days a week.
That's my thing. You surround yourself with these veterans. Dustin Rhodes, William Regal, Billy Gunn. These people have experience in producing and making stars and training, and he doesn't take advantage of it. I just don't get it. Instead, we're wasting William Regal's talents talking to the man in the mask.
It's a control thing, bro. It's a control. Tony wants to have full control over his fucking company from head to toe.
That's not how you make the company grow and flourish, man.
No, I agree.
I get it. You can have some blood. You can have some blood here and blood here because one program's PG, the other's 14. But come on, you can't just sell me on blood all the fucking time. I want to see some fucking wrestling as well. And believe it or not, I caught a glimpse of Raw. I'm seeing wrestling over there under this new regime. So
yeah, you are.
It's crazy, and I don't know where AEW is going. I just hope they just step it up, or Tony loses some fucking fanboy power that he has, that you mentioned, and just give it to like William Regal and build something here. For God's sakes, Billy Gunn was fucking producing in WWE. What the fuck? What is he doing?
And he won't hire Road Dogg.
Promos?
Road Dogg wants to produce. Tony Khan wants nothing to do with him.
He's begging. Yeah, he's begging for it.
But you bring up a good point that Raw's doing good wrestling, and that makes my next question easy. Gilch, what did you enjoy more, Monday Night Raw or Dynamite?
Raw.
Yeah, I agree, man. Raw has been fire lately, man. Even SmackDown was fire with Karrion Kross coming out, big ass surprise. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of miss Max Dupree, man. I hope Triple H isn't gonna kill him.
I think you should repackage him. I think this is.
Jay, did you see Kevin Owens retire Ezekiel on Monday?
Yes.
that was like the absolute best part of Monday Night Raw. Just Kevin Owens killing a character on live TV. But next week,
they're
Elias.
stepping it up. They're what he's doing. You can just tell everybody has a different, I guess.
Attitude, yeah.
They have a different attitude or a different vibe to them. Even Kevin Owens, when he cut that promo after he did that, you could tell that was the Owens fight that we remember when he came into NXT. So I'm loving this direction.
Because he's going to be champion again, baby. KO. A lot of guys last night, on Monday, I was like, damn, I think they're going to have a run before it's said and done. Dolph Ziggler, Kevin Owens. Yeah, I don't know. I just see the way Dolph's being used lately. It's like, okay, finally. Like, because Vince must have fucking hated this guy, bro. He never put him on anything.
I just like how they're just giving these people opportunities. I think that's what it's about. And I think Tony Khan should learn something like, hey, I have all these stars like Miro and shit and Malachi Black that I'm not really fucking using. Well, now we're using Malachi Black, but let's face it, we haven't used them in months besides that fucking four-way disaster that we see a guy defending the belt on Tuesdays. But you need to use these people and you need to fucking make stars, man. Like you have fucking stars. You have Miro, a big fucking star, fought John Cena on a fucking tank. What the fuck? He's cutting a promo with a girl with a fucking in the background that she's not even supposed to be there. Like,
Miro is definitely the most underutilized talent AEW has ever had possession of. But I just wanted to mention one thing about last Friday. The best thing WWE did this entire fucking time since Triple H has been in charge, and you're not going to believe me when I say it, or you probably won't agree with me, but for me personally, the best thing he did was put Shayna Baszler in the sight of the title. And we're going to get that title off Liv and on Shayna, and then we're going to get Ronda versus Shayna at Mania, and Ronda's going to win the title. She's going to win the Rumble and take the title off Shayna. That's what I'm calling. I hope that's the storyline. That sounds like a good fucking build-up to me, man. I love Shayna Baszler. I want her to get a run.
I want people like that to get a run too, and I agree. And I just think Tony Khan should learn a lesson or two because he has some young talent that he could actually use and make stars, but he keeps burying them.
He's going to have a whole WCW fucking syndrome going on here because you're going to have all this unhappy talent who could be in a thriving environment right now based on their previous experience with NXT. And, you know, who's going to want to come on TV and be happy when they're not happy?
I think if this continues, we're going to see a lot of the old guys that just jump back.
Well, we are going to see people jump back eventually. That's just what, you know, business dictates. People's contracts run out, and that's it.
I'd jump back because look at this shit. Even they underutilizing Adam Cole. What the fuck, man?
All right, I'm going to ask Gilch a question. Gilch, who do you think is going to be the next AEW guy to jump ship to WWE? And by that, I mean like an original AEW.
An original AEW?
Or somebody that you would want to see jump ship next.
I don't know. That's a tough one, man. People right away are thinking MJF, but like I said...
No, he stays AEW. I would, me personally, I'd probably do Ricky Starks or fucking Powerhouse Hobbs. I think Hobbs could thrive in a WWE environment because he just has the look, bro.
I could see Starks. I could see
and Starks too, like young Rock over there.
I could see Trips being a big fan of Ricky Starks.
Yeah, for sure. I think he probably would be. But that touches another thing. You said MJF. Let's talk about MJF. Punk is back, so I feel like I can sniff MJF nearby now. I feel like the contract negotiations are almost done. That's probably what has Tony on fucking edge, man. Because he probably hasn't locked up his biggest fucking future star yet.
Oh, he's just a fanboy, man. That's what it is. And I hope this is predicting what I said for months, that Punk comes back, he has the belt, and then MJF comes out of nowhere and takes it.
Yeah.
Before the end of the year.
Yeah, I called that too when Punk won the title. And, because you remember too, like at the end of every one of MJF's feuds, he usually does kind of like a closing promo, like if he got fucked up. And when he lost to Punk that pay-per-view, like he didn't hear nothing, and it was odd. But yeah, I agree. Like that's what I had predicted, and I hope that's what happens.
I guess we'll have to wait and see, but there should be some interesting storylines developing over the next couple of weeks. Some people even made some predictions that AEW Dynamite over the course of the next 3 months is going to start beating Raw in the ratings because of certain storylines and numbers. I don't know how you're going to jump from 1.1 million to 2 million in 3 months, but maybe.
Grayson Waller.
No, Grayson Waller, we saw him on TV, but he didn't have a match.
Yeah,
he just had a little promo. Gilch is never going to watch NXT. He's done with Tuesday nights. That's his freedom night.
It is. That's my freedom night.
Thursday is my freedom night.
Yeah. Did you guys see that story that I think it was USA? They were pushing for the titles to be ununited so that this way.
I did read that as well.
Yeah, so they can get a title on each brand. And I know USA, the reports were, I read it a couple times over the last year or so, that they were kind of pissed that it was Roman, Roman was on SmackDown and that's where the title was. And at the time, Raw had some guys who were out. Now the roster is better, but USA was a little aggravated that Fox had the better show by a long shot for a while.
I think when Cody Rhodes gets his title, and now that Triple H is in charge and how much respect he has for the business, I 100% believe that Raw will have the Winged Eagle title, and Friday Night SmackDown will have the World Heavyweight Championship title come back. And that's the way it should be. You know? Prestigious belts.
I'll tell you what. With Rhodes out, I haven't thought about Cody Rhodes since I've seen all these new stars come back in a minute, man.
Well, Seth mentioned his name on Monday because he told Riddle, "I'll Cody Rhodes your ass out of here."
Yeah, but I could actually watch Raw and SmackDown without Cody now because it's actually more entertaining and interesting and surprising.
Goddamn, man. Cody fucking Rhodes.
They're doing a great job. And where's Dexter Loomis going with AJ? Is that a feud? Like, what the hell is that about?
They're doing something with that. But overall, real quick before we end the show, do you guys think wrestling is in a better place today than it was last year? I think it is.
I'm going to say it's the same for now, just because we've seen changes 1 or 2 episodes. But I'm going to say it's the same for now. But I may have a change of heart in the next few weeks.
I'm just going to say it's getting off in the better direction, WWE. Because when WWE's product is good, everybody else has to step their fucking game up. Because now you're not dealing with that stale product anymore that was predictable week after week.
The only issue is a year ago, AEW's product was much better than it is today.
Absolutely. I agree with that. Better storylines, better matches. So what's the problem? Something's going on.
They're putting more clown shit, and WWE's getting rid of the clown shit.
And WWE's getting serious.
They're getting serious. And Triple H, let's face it, man, that guy has the mind for the business. We all know that. And we all know
he is the business.
Opportunity,
he is.
When you give him this opportunity, man, you're gonna see stars. And I'm glad Karrion Kross got a second chance because let's face it, fucking McMahon buried him with that fucking gladiator.
In a matter of 2 weeks, we've had Dexter Loomis get arrested. We've had Karrion Kross make his return. You have Shayna Baszler now in the world title picture. You have Ciampa having 20-minute bangers with Bobby Lashley going toe-to-toe with one of WWE's biggest and strongest world-renowned world champion superstars. And Ciampa looked just as good, if not better, than Bobby Lashley in that match. And that's just in 2 weeks. So I can't even tell you what the next 6 months, man.
What do you know? You focus back in on wrestling, and the product becomes better. Like, oh, who would have thought it? You don't focus on like novelty acts like this stupid Danhausen, and you put wrestling matches on, and the product gets better.
Yeah, no, I feel like Tony is a money grab guy, and anything that has a sniff of money, he's gonna try to get it now because he's been hemorrhaging money for fucking 4 years. That's a fucking fact. He has still not even seen anything near the return of what they've put in. And that's a fact. The kid, unfortunately, has billions to waste, though. So I don't think he really fucking cares.
I think the problem was he just hire and hire and hire all these wrestlers, man. And you don't need to do all of that. And now you're stuck because you have all these wrestlers and you don't know what to do, and you're just putting them here and there, and Danhausen there, and Gun Club here, and Max Caster, a rising star, to this crap over here, and Hook, who won the belt, now disappears for another few weeks. Like, I don't know.
I feel like WWE is going back to what works, and AEW is going back to what doesn't work on multiple fucking different people, and it's just sad to see because the Guild said last year AEW was just putting on fucking hell of a show week after week. Like, tonight I was actually a little happy to see Dynamite. I thought it was actually way better than a few of the past weeks. But at the end of the day, you can't even compare it to last year. AEW last year was the best wrestling company in the game. But the way it's going right now, I think by the end of the year, WWE is going to be on fire. On fire. And then by Mania, forget about it, bro. AEW might be an afterthought by the time Mania rolls around if they build it up the way I think they're going to build it up. Rock, Roman, Cody, Seth. Maybe Theory cashing in. Maybe fucking Shayna, Ronda, Charlotte Flair, Bianca. I mean, who knows what else is going to happen? There's going to be a bunch of fucking matches. Not to mention the celebrity matches. Maybe Stone Cold comes back for another round with KO. Who fucking knows at this point, man? It's wild, bro. Jay's like, no.
No, man. But I agree, man. I just think WWE's on a roll, and now when you put this guy in charge, Triple H, man, I mean, AEW got to watch out, man, because they're slipping, man. And this guy will pick up the ball, and he'll pick up those pieces from that company. He'll make them stars like Miro. So
he'll shove them all in NXT.
Gotta be careful.
This point last year, if you were a free agent, you weren't even, and you had a choice between companies, it was like you would laugh if you said they go.
It's a no-brainer.
WWE.
Yeah, it was a no-brainer.
It was AEW all the way. Like today, right now, man, it's the fucking dead opposite.
Yeah, without a fucking doubt. All right, real quick, last question of the night. 20 years from now, do we see CM Punk get inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame? Yes or no, Jay? Triple H is still in charge.
No. I think we'll see Luger in before Punk.
We'll see Chris Benoit in there before Punk.
I think, as little as a chance as he had, I think he had a better chance under Vince than he does under
100. I was just going to say that because Triple H and Punk have never gotten along. He legitimately hates. The one time I met CM Punk, I wanted him to sign my WWF championship. He legitimately looked at it and said, "Ill." Like he's like that logo makes me sick.
Don't blame him, man. But they do have beef, and I see Luger getting in before Punk. So
yeah, and they might have to put Luger in because he's probably gonna die in a couple of years if they don't fucking hurry up and put him in. He's old as shit.
Crazy story, man. Crazy story.
AEW is still because of Tony Khan. He's doing horrible with a company that he bought out, Ring of Honor. And that's from Brian Henkel. Brian, yeah, right now he is doing a terrible job. He's really not doing what he should be doing, which is focusing on his homebred talent instead of hand-feeding guys he stole from WWE. He should be using the guys he stole from WWE to be creating new stars. Right? Am I not right?
Right.
Why is he paying these guys $5 million to just come be who they already are? Come be who you are, but make new fucking stars.
By the way, when you asked the question earlier, who you see WWE bound, for me, it's a no-brainer. It's Warlow, and I saw it tonight when he came out. He just came out smiling. He just looked WWE when he came out, and he just started talking. So that's the number one guy I see just going there and becoming a fucking top star. Probably the face of the company, as you call it, because he just has the look.
I guarantee you that's Vince McMahon's answer if they asked him. Who's the one guy you're taking from WWE right now?
That's the guy.
He's taking Wardlow. I agree with that. He would either be Wardlow or MJF, I think, Vince. I think Vince would be on the fence.
Yeah.
But like, at the end of the day, I think Vince would stick with a more traditional-looking wrestler and just take the Wardlow because he probably sees the next Hogan or the next Cena, that powerhouse superstar that he's going to build.
The next Ryback.
Yeah,
and he's no Ryback. But
do we ever see Ryback wrestle again?
No.
What? He's a danger, man. Are you kidding me?
Yo, you can't
we gotta
get
do
in
a
here.
day show, so.
Yeah, we might have to do something to accommodate him, man. I don't know.
Like an interview show or some shit.
Jay, have
like
you ever seen a
Friday
match of him in 1990 where he was like almost 300 pounds? This guy used to be a big fucking dude.
in ECW?
Back in the day, yeah, he was a big fucking dude,
FBI?
bro. Yeah. FBI, no, but
He
in
was big.
WWF, he wrestled The Undertaker.
With a dress?
No, back in the day, like in 1992, The Undertaker. He came out and he was a big guy named, I think it was Von Kloss.
Yes.
And he had a black
I remember.
Leonard tights. Bro, and if you look at him stand next to Undertaker, he's almost as fucking big as the guy. It's kind of wild.
He could have had, like I said, horrible creative ideas, which I would love to ask who made you even do that crap, but He made it work, so I give the guy a whole lot of due, and he is a legend because he did have some ECW great moments. So.
He's a former champion of a lot of different companies.
Exactly.
He's had runs. He's made money. He's been in TV. He's been in video games. He's been in commercials. He's been around the fucking world, and he's taken a bump in every fucking country and every state known to man. So yeah, you got to give a guy like that respect. No matter what.
It'd be cool to just we could just have a chat and just see what pick his brain, and talk about the business and see where he came from and talk about what led it, I guess, to him leaving or his exit or not from WWE and take it from there.
It'd be cool, man. I'm gonna try to little by little see what I can do and maybe get him on here. But there's a bunch of people I'm gonna try to get on the show. I can get some independent guys on the show too. I've been adding a lot of those guys from the Creative Pro. Been talking to a few of them over the last couple of weeks. One guy in particular, Gilch probably knows. Remember that guy that came out with a scientist lab coat?
Yeah. What's his name again?
Yeah, he comes out like dressed like fucking like a mad scientist or whatever. Dr. Cool. I think his name's Dr. Cool, right?
Dr. Cool. Dr. Cool. Yeah.
Dr. Cool, right? And he's like a kid. He's like 20 years old, but he has a look on him. He reminds me of Dexter, the serial killer.
Oh man!
And I just had a vision. I told this kid, I messaged him, I'm like, listen, you should try adding a couple of multiple personalities to your gimmick. 1 week you come out as Dr. Cool, another week you come out as Dr. fucking sick in the head, and you're sadistic and you're sick, kind of like a Jekyll and Hyde. And we don't know where we're gonna get. He's like, that sounds interesting. I was like, yeah, it does, doesn't it?
My two favorite Creative Pro boys are going head to head at a dog collar match in September.
Brian Myers and
Vargas.
Vargas. Yeah, no, Vargas was impressive. He was just, Jay, you're going to love it. If they do it, it's going to be at the same spot too, Gilch.
Vargas. Who's Vargas? Vargas what?
Just Vargas. Familiar.
In Creative Pro,
he's basically like the Dominican Umaga.
Familiar.
Dominican Umaga.
Exactly.
I think I've seen him before. I gotta look at his picture.
Gilch, is it going to be at the same venue?
No, it's in All Sports Melville.
In Long Island, in Melville, okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if that one has like the other one, like a bar in the back, because that shit was cool at the other place, because there was a bar in the back, Jay, and wrestlers just chilling there having fucking drinks. The coolest was that guy that was just sitting all in the back by himself. I forgot his name already, but he's a fucking psycho, that guy. The guy that, you know who I'm talking about.
Suede?
I think so. The guy that came out and just beat the shit out of everybody.
That's his name? Suede? His name is Suede?
Slade, isn't it Slade?
Slade. S-A-L-D-E.
Slade. Yeah, Slade.
He's like a GCW guy. Like, he's a big deathmatch guy.
Oh, okay.
Dude, no, this guy's nuts, and he legitimately looks fucking scary. Like, he was sitting in the bar all by himself in a chair in the middle, and the light was coming through the window. Like, I wanted to take a picture of that shit, because he looks like he's a future star. He looks like he's legit, ready to go in AEW, like today.
Yeah, the All Sports Melville place is where I went to their first event, where I met Cardona and Hook. So it's like an indoor soccer field, and then they put the ring there, and then the seats around it and stuff. So.
Who are the two guys that roll with Max Caster?
I don't remember the names.
One of them is really good.
Yeah, they're the Shook Crew.
The Shook Crew, yeah. They were both impressive too, and also the Best in the World. I was pretty impressed by the Best in the World. These two kids, they come out wearing wrestling tights and a vest, Jay, right? And they got a match against Bear Country. Think about it, Jay. Imagine you're an up-and-comer wrestler, and you're about to finally wrestle some guys that have been on TV and had TV time. This was their first big match of their careers, and they took a beating by Bear Country, but a good beating. And they have their gimmick vest with a vest in the world.
I just because I laugh, I don't shit on the wrestlers. I don't want, even if they're watching the show, I'm not shitting on y'all. I just laugh at the names because it could be better. That's my opinion, guys. But I would love to see these guys that you mentioned and see what they could do.
You'll have a good time if you come, for sure.
Best in the World is like their gimmick. It's like their, like what they say. But
yeah.
And the name of the team is actually the Even Stevens.
Even Stevens.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what's with the scientists? Like, what's up with that gimmick?
He's like a mid card guy over there, like even less than mid card, low tier. He looks like he's
wait till Jay sees the sweeper. He's gonna fucking leave.
Oh God, yeah. This guy comes out with a broom and starts cleaning, and he's over too. All the people love him.
Sweet.
And he's smaller. He's smaller than JD McDonough.
Oh God.
He might be the same size as Marco Stunt, to be honest.
But is he a better wrestler than JD?
No.
Oh.
I don't know why you hate on JD. JD's a Triple H guy. Next week, we
Fuck
might
that
see
guy.
JD McDonough take the title off Braun Breaker.
Oh no, is that? Oh God, it's Heat Wave, right? Oh,
That's right.
Dang, Gilch, you should watch that. It's a pay.
We had a heat wave last week. Yeah, Gilch, why don't you come on NXT next Tuesday? He's like, no,
Nah,
it's heat wave, baby.
When is
just
the
watch the
pay-per-view?
last
What night?
match.
It's no, they call it their special show. It's just a name for the episode.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah,
Heat Wave.
Like Quake at the Lake. Tonight was Quake
Yeah,
at the
like
Lake.
Quake
Next
at the
week's
Lake.
fucking heat wave.
Yeah, it's
We had a fucking heat wave this week. Speaking of heat wave, Jay, what was the heat like in Las Vegas?
Oh gosh, it was 104 when I landed, 103 the next day, and then 101 and then 98 when I left.
All right, well, good to know.
Horrible, fucking bad.
This has been Wrestling with Savage, episode 78. We've been here live with Gilch and Jay. Big shout out to Big Vito. Big shout out to Dave.
Big Vito.
Hopefully everything's going well for you. We'll see you in New York soon. And you guys can catch us again on Friday night for Friday Night SmackDown. Maybe Jay will be there. Maybe Gilch will be there. I'm definitely going to be here because this is Wrestling with Savage. So if I'm not here, there's no fucking show. So I got to be here. I'm going maybe solo on Friday. We'll find out. Live at 10:30 p.m. Actually, no, wait. 11:30, right?
11:30.
We're going to watch Rampage too, unfortunately. This week's Rampage looks really fucking bad. Wrestling with Savage. God bless. Everybody have a good night.
You are watching Wrestling with Savage! Of course.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, Project, you live as the champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
I'm trying to give these two WWE legends.